All these beautiful pictures of our county should transport everybody to a happy place, relaxed, inspired, and ready to hear more about the county's achievements in 2009 and what's ahead this year. Good afternoon. My name is Bob Dilawri, Commissioner of District 1 and Chairman of the Board of County Commissioners of Seminole County. Before we hit the highlights in 2009, I'd like to introduce some of the elected officials who have helped provide the quality of life we've all come to expect in Seminole County, Florida's natural choice. First up, Commissioner of District 2, Commissioner Mike McLean. Michael. District 3, we have Commissioner Dick Vanderweide. Commissioner. For District 4, we have Carlton Henley. Commissioner. And for District 5 and Vice Chair, Brenda Carey. Commissioner. Thank you, Commissioners. The good fortune of Seminole County is not by accident, but a result of the hard work and dedication of so many. We have much to be proud of, given the challenges of the past couple years. In 2009, we saw one of the worst economic downturns in recent history. It caused a dynamic reduction in revenue available to fund key county services. Foreclosures were up, consuming spending, and employment was down. On the heels of tax reform the year before, this conspired to create the perfect financial storm for local government. But today is a new day. Yes, we've made some tough decisions along the way. Although some of them unpopular, we have tried to be proactive to secure our community's future. We have kept our sights on providing the highest level of service to our citizens while faced with the reality of reduced revenues. This has truly been the baptismal by fire for all of us. But I'm proud to say that we've come through it stronger, leaner, and better prepared to continue the onward fight. Through long-range fiscal planning, we're prepared to meet the financial challenges ahead, to meet the economy moving forward. We've looked at our budget. Over the next 5 years, we've streamlined it to minimize the expenses while providing essential services effectively. Our budget is now $100 million less than last year, believe it or not. We've established an economic stabilization fund to offset future shortfalls. With conservative financial management practices and a long-term plan in place, we are prepared for the worst. Yet, despite the challenges, we continue to have one of the strongest economies in Central Florida. We exceed the state and national averages. You can see on the slide, the median household income in Seminole County is $58,000. That's higher than the state of Florida and higher than the national average. In addition, the average retail expenditures in Seminole County is above both the state and national averages. We have a healthy economy base with above average income. As you can see on the pie chart, Seminole County has a diverse employment base. The economy is not dependent on any one sector. Life does look good in Seminole County, and yes, it is a new day. In planning for this presentation, we've mixed in a little of Seminole County trivia to give an overview of some of the major projects and achievements in 2009. So when we start this, I mean, we've been cutting the budget. So we were going to do something high-tech with all those clickers, but we cut it out. Safety of our county residents continue to be a high priority for all of us. We all must understand that an effective and efficient 911 center is essential. First, does anyone know the percentage of 911 calls made by cell phones last year? Here comes your part. Let's have a show of hands. How many believe it's A? Go on, you got to participate. How many believe it's B? I don't see any hands. Or C? Okay, who believes it's C? The answer is 45% of all calls made last year were made by cell phone calls. In 2009, we implemented a new enhanced system that can accurately pinpoint the location of cell phone calls. You can certainly understand why this is important. We also have plans for a new fire station to provide fire and EMS services to an area of Seminole County that was previously underserved. Here's a look at those two projects.
Quickly turn her on her side.
It takes an average of 1 minute 30 seconds to dispatch units to the scene of an emergency from the time a 911 call first comes in. Now, a new mapping technology aims to improve response times by better pinpointing the locations of each call.
With this mapping system, it pinpoints, whether it's a home phone or a cell phone, will pinpoint on that map, and it's a verification process for us. We can look at that map and go, that doesn't sound right, or we can look at that map and go, that is right.
This new mapping technology is made possible by a $1 million grant from the state. It was implemented in October of 2009.
This next fiscal year, the budget has approved a new CAD system that is a companion product to this 911 system, and they work together, which will drastically reduce our times in getting assistance out to the citizens.
The 911 upgrades also foster a better use of resources, enabling dispatchers to more accurately determine the number and type of emergency response units needed at the scene of an emergency. Station 29 will be located on 2 acres at Aloma and Villa Loma Drive. Once completed, it will bring quicker emergency response times to this once rural corner of Seminole County.
For any fire or any medical call, we want to be on the scene within 4 minutes 90% of the time. We can't meet that in that area. And hence, the opening of Station 29 is going to help to correct that situation.
Construction of Station 29 is slated to start this summer. The 3-bay facility will house a fire engine and rescue unit. Station 29 is designed as a prototype, which means the county can use the plans to build future fire stations, thus saving money on design and engineering fees.
We're also taking into account what may be needed relative to growth years down the road, and building the station and constructing the station in such a manner that it can be expanded easily.
Station 29 is the first of 3 new stations that the county hopes to build in key areas of growth. Our continuing commitment to public safety is another example of why Seminole County is a great place to live, work, and play.
Even in financially challenging times, we must move ahead and invest in our infrastructure to continue to attract businesses and commerce. As we all know, transportation is one of the leading factors for growth. Looking at 434, one of our major roads, how many cars do you think travel on that road a day? Let's have a show of hands. You'd be amazed. Who thinks it's A? Who thinks it's B? No one's participating. Who thinks it's C? Well, obviously you're right. The answer is 52,000 cars travel on 434 daily. It's amazing. 2009 saw 2 very important transportation infrastructure projects. They both come to fruition. Here's a little more about them.
For the 13,000 cars that traverse County Road 15 daily, the drive goes a lot smoother now.
As you can see now, this is now a modern standard design roadway. It has 4 travel lanes each direction, a median, sidewalk over on the east side, and on the west side a combination sidewalk trail.
The mile-long road improvement project expanded County Road 15 from 2 to 4 lanes and was completed in August of 2009. Meanwhile, a stretch of State Road 434 from I-4 to Wekiva Springs Road is undergoing an expansion.
This roadway carries close to 52,000 cars today. It's a 4-lane road that we're expanding to 6 lanes. And again, although it's always a little tough during construction, I'm sure the public will enjoy the benefit of having those additional 2 lanes on one of the busiest roads in Seminole County.
The State Department of Transportation is picking up half of the $8 million construction tab for the widening of State Road 434. The project is slated for completion by summer of this year.
Central Florida won a big victory this year, as we all know, is commuter rail. For all those involved, we thank you. The benefits of finally securing commuter rail cannot be calculated at this time, but was no small achievement. Throughout the state, there was hundreds of dedicated, timeless supporters involved in commuter rail. Please join me in thanking U.S. Congressman John Miker and Harry Bartley, the Executive Director of MetroPlan, and Seminole County Commissioner Carlton Henley for all their effort on this. Thank you. Next, Commissioner Carlton Henley has an update of the status of our commuter rail system.
December the 16th, 2009 was a historic day for Seminole County and the rest of all of Central Florida as Governor Crist signed into law the legislation that created SunRail. Since that date, FDOT has been very busy with activities that should start the train rolling in late 2012. Phase 1 is 30 miles long, beginning at DeBerry and ending in the vicinity of Sand Lake. Phase 1 also has 12 stops. 4 of those stops are in Seminole County. The stations will be located in Sanford, Lake Mary, Longwood, Altamont Springs. Phase 2 from Sand Lake to Poinciana is expected to be operable in 2014, and that will add an additional 30 miles. It will also extend north to DeLand and add 5 additional stops for a total of 17 stops in that 61-mile corridor. The right-of-way acquisition at each of the stops in Seminole County is already underway. Sanford, there's one of 2 parcels that's outstanding. Lake Mary, one of 11 parcels, is outstanding. Longwood, 6 of 9 parcels, is outstanding. And Altamont Springs, all 11 parcels are completed and have been closed. The cost of the 61-mile stretch is $615 million. The federal government is committed to 50%. The state is committed to 25%. And the 4 counties plus Orlando is committed to pay the additional or the remaining 25%. Seminole County 2 years ago put aside $46 million from the 1-cent sales tax in order to cover its costs. The FDOT has agreed to pay the maintenance and operation costs for the first 7 years, and then the operation and maintenance will be turned over to the local SunRail Commission, which will assume responsibility for the operation and maintenance of SunRail. The 4 cities receiving stations in Seminole County have done a great job for transit-oriented development around their station. The anticipated economic impact over the next 30 years is tremendous. The predicted job creation is 113,065 construction jobs. SunRail will have substantial impact throughout Florida, generating 261,420 new jobs and about $8.8 billion in economic development. Lynx and FDOT have been analyzing the service routes to maximize bus service to these stations along this 61-mile route. With the coming of high-speed rail, accessibility and connectivity is crucial to the expansion and success of rail in Florida, but it will be difficult to accomplish unless we can come up with a dedicated funding source.
There are a lot of infrastructure projects in progress that are not visible to the public. The county's water system went under major improvements last year aimed at conserving our drinking water supply. Does anyone know how many gallons of potable water per day was saved by using reclaimed water to irrigate lawns? And again, another question here. How many believe it's A, B, or C? A? Any takers for B? How about C? Okay. Well, the answer today is 280,000 gallons. But the number will increase to 2.9 million gallons every day when the system's completed. Now here's a look at some of those projects.
The $40 million Yankee Lake construction project near the Wekiva River is the first phase of the Seminole County Regional Water Treatment Facility.
The first piece is a treatment facility located here just south of the wastewater plant. The second piece is 4 miles of 42-inch pipeline, and the third piece is the intake structure located in the canal.
Yankee Lake is part of a long-range plan to conserve drinking water by using reclaimed water to irrigate lawns.
In 2006, the county launched its residential retrofit program. And what that entails is going into existing neighborhoods and putting in reclaim lines for the use of irrigation systems. And what that does for the county is that it saves precious potable water for drinking.
Once completed, Yankee Lake will supplement the county's expanded reclaimed water system. By addressing our water infrastructure needs now instead of waiting, the county is able to save hundreds of thousands of dollars because of a favorable bidding and construction environment. A new stormwater facility east of Sanford was recently completed by the county using land provided by the state of Florida at no cost.
The benefit to the citizens and the county is reduced flooding in the Midway area and reduced pollutant load to Lake Monroe.
The pond at the stormwater facility will prevent pollutants such as fertilizer runoff carried by rain from reaching Lake Monroe. The project ended up costing only half of its original estimate thanks to multiple partnerships.
All the partners in this project were in a win-win situation. The state got use of their land, the county got a stormwater facility removing pollutants, reducing flooding in the area, and DOT got a lot of free dirt.
The fill dirt removed from the pond was needed by the Department of Transportation for a nearby road project. Further plans for the site have already been envisioned.
The future vision for this area is to include some park amenities, potentially a walking, jogging path around the ponds, maybe some ball fields in the south end of the section, or if we construct a trail on Celery Avenue, this would be a good site for a trailhead for that trail.
Creative partnerships like those found for this project add to the quality of life for our residents and show our commitment to find the best value for our public funds.
One of our hidden jewels in Seminole County, Florida's natural choice, is our rural area. Does anyone know the percentage of Seminole County to be considered to be rural? Again, let's have a show of hands here. How many believe that it's A? How about B? Now let's go to C. Well, the answer is 32%. Fooled you on that one, didn't we? In 2002, Seminole County took a bold step to establish the rural area boundaries. These rural area designations established how the county will continue to grow and move forward. It is important that we chart the right course for our future. But Seminole County is not isolated. It is part of a region with regional issues, and proper growth plans need to be adopted. Commissioner Carey will give an overview of some of these issues.
Well, after 2 years of planning, with over $1 million spent, over 30,000 constituents giving input, the 7 counties and 86 cities that started the How Shall We Grow process finally adopted the 4C Compact. I'm happy to report that Seminole County has actually adopted their comprehensive land plan that includes all of the elements that are necessary for the 4Cs to actually take shape here in Seminole County. With commuter rail trains coming, station stops are an important part, and I'm happy to announce that Seminole County has actually adopted land development codes that would allow for transit-oriented development and design, along with all of the cities, so that we can have higher densities and heights at those station locations. As part of Senate Bill 360's Growth Management Act, Seminole County is required to adopt a mobility strategy. We've been working very closely with the 7 cities in Seminole County in order to come up with a plan that works for all of us. In addition to that, Seminole County has been recognized as a doula. Do you know what a doula is? DULA stands for Dense Urban Land Area, and we're proud to be recognized as one of those here in Central Florida. Planning is an important part of what we do in Seminole County, but we can't do it in a vacuum. The regional relationships that we have developed over the years will play an important role as we move forward into this next decade.
Quality public schools are essential to a thriving community, and Seminole County public schools are among the best. Newsweek ranks our high schools the top 5% in the nation, and our SAT scores continue to exceed the state and national standards. The partnership between Seminole County and the school board is not only essential, but is critical to maintain the quality of life here in Seminole County. Now, Sandy Robbins gives us a look at the state of the Seminole County schools.
Welcome to the Educational Support Center for Seminole County Public Schools. Come along with me and let's take a look around. Our school board members, administrative leaders, and teachers throughout our organization provide an unwavering commitment to our core business, educating every student to a high level. Thanks to this leadership, we are an A-rated school district and for the last 5 years have been designated academically high-performing by the Department of Education. Despite budget challenges, our schools continue to succeed, and we are committed to provide students with an impressive array of programs in academics, arts, and athletics, the AAA experience. Our schools focus on high levels of academic achievement to prepare 21st century students for success. Each middle and high school offers advanced coursework, including a comprehensive range of advanced placement classes for grades 9 through 12. Our SAT scores rank well above the state and national averages, and Newsweek magazine has placed all of our high schools in the top 5% of the nation. The second A of the AAA experience, the arts, remains important and significant to a well-rounded educational program. This is just a taste of the spectacular award-winning performances and exhibitions that have been created by our students and staff of Seminole County. The final A is the vast array of athletic programs that we offer. Seminole students are recognized across Florida and earn state titles in various sports year after year. Some of you may remember this touchdown catch for our 6A state football championship win last year. But not only is our school district an academic, arts, and athletic powerhouse, it is also an economic engine for all of Seminole County. With 8,000 employees generating an annual payroll of $329 million, the district has an economic impact of $1 billion throughout Central Florida. In 2009, purchases were made from 437 different businesses for a total of $19 million. Just within Seminole County alone, we support our county businesses. With all the acclaim about our schools, you might wonder about your return on investment. In 2009 alone, 61 of our students earned National Merit Scholar designations, and our graduation rate grew to 93%. 5,880 students earned over $14.5 million in Bright Future scholarships. We are all very proud of our students and their achievements. Each of us has made a special investment in our schools for the past 8 years through the 1-cent infrastructure sales tax. Out of that revenue, our schools received 1/4 of that penny. And all projects promised to the voters in 2001 will be complete this coming summer, 3 years ahead of schedule. Although not a sales tax project, Midway Elementary is an example of the district's first green or LEED certified school where energy efficiency has been a key focus. Midway Elementary is our first ever magnet school for the performing arts, offering programs such as ballet and musical instruction to our students. Though budgetary pressures are excessive, our sound fiscal planning, conservative budgeting, innovative building programs, and energy conservation measures have allowed Seminole County Public Schools to right-size our organization without significantly impacting the AAA experience. Thank you, Seminole County residents, for your extraordinary support of Seminole County Public Schools.
In the real estate market, it is always location, location, location to find a place to live. Just as schools are important, the safety of our surroundings, our children, and our families is critical. Much of the credit goes to the Seminole County Sheriff's Office. Can anyone guess, and I promise this is the last question, can anyone guess how many calls for service the Sheriff's Office received? Don, you're not included. Received in 2009. Raise your hand if it's A, B, or C. The answer is 320,000 calls. Yeah, they're busy. 875 calls per day. Now, Sheriff Don Esslinger will speak about the highlights of crime prevention in our community.
On behalf of the men and women of the Seminole County Sheriff's Office, I'd like to thank Commissioner DeLaury and all the commissioners for for the opportunity today to explain why Seminole County is one of the safest places to live and work in Central Florida. The Sheriff's Office remains dedicated to its mission of enhancing the quality of life of our citizens by reducing crime and the fear of crime throughout our community. We accomplished this goal by partnering with citizens and businesses to identify, nominate, and to solve problems. As a result of those partnerships, Part 1 crime is down almost 17% from the previous year. What's most notable is that even though our population has more than tripled in the last 34 years, crime over that same period in Seminole County is down 71%. We are successful at impacting and reducing crime because we're always seeking ways to improve the manner in which we deliver services. Recently, every member of the Sheriff's Office had an opportunity to contribute ideas towards how we can improve efficiency while at the same time reducing costs. As a result, more than 800 ideas were presented. One of those ideas resulted in the reorganization of our patrol model known as Seminole Neighborhood Policing. In an effort to enhance communication and resource availability, we combined our previous 6 district offices into 3 regional offices. This innovative approach has greatly improved our efficiency while at the same time proving to be a significant cost savings measure. Additionally, the Sheriff's Office has implemented a new DNA pre-screening program to help with the statewide backlogs in the crime lab system. As a result of this FDLE recognized program, the Sheriff's Office has reduced the turnaround time from DNA processing by more than 50%. This will assist us in identifying suspects faster while also reducing cost inherent with the DNA screening process. The Teen Driver Challenge course is an additional initiative we've implemented in Seminole County to save lives and to make our roadways safer for our citizens. Traffic crashes are the #1 cause of deaths among teenagers and young adults, and statistics show that 30% of teen drivers will be involved in a traffic crash within the first 12 months of receiving their operator's license. This 12-hour course taught by certified driving instructors give teens and young adults the knowledge and hands-on experience necessary to reduce the chance of being involved in a serious crash. Since this course is funded by the Department of Transportation in cooperation with the Florida Sheriff's Association, there's no cost to the students, and they may also receive a reduction in their car insurance premium for participating. Project Lifesaver is another program that the Sheriff's Office has recently implemented to enhance our abilities to quickly and efficiently locate children and adults who may have had a diminished mental capacity, such as dementia. Those individuals who may have a tendency to wander are provided a monitoring bracelet that enables us to track them in the event of an emergency. In the past, searches could take hours or even days, where we now typically locate individuals on this program in a matter of minutes, which could ultimately save lives. Although we face significant challenges in the year ahead, I'm confident with the continued support of the county commissioners and the people of Seminole County, we'll continue to have one of the safest communities in Central Florida to live, work, and to raise your children.
Finally, we end today with a heartwarming story. Early in the morning on February 8, 2007, a fire destroyed much of the Seminole County Animal Services facility. Our community immediately stepped in, and supporters of the animals and the staff, volunteers converged on the scene to collect supplies and help with the cleanup. The Seminole County Animal Services literally rose from the ashes. The facility was rebuilt. Here's a look at the improvement and the installations that was completed in 2009.
This was the scene 3 years ago. Charred remains of the Seminole County Animal Services building. A fire destroyed the facility's vet tech clinic, laundry room, sally port, and small dog and stray cat holding areas. Today, a newly rebuilt Animal Services returns creature comforts and fully operational resources to animals and employees.
What we didn't have before was natural flow from when the animal comes in to the time it leaves. It was just riddled with bringing animals through public ways, not having a dedicated space for the technicians to work, our shelter supervisor being without an office. There was just a lot of disarray.
New equipment and amenities include this large tub, a generous donation, a blood chemistry machine, and a new laundry room to tackle the loads of animal blankets.
The small dog room, that was a real bonus for us. The little dogs don't do well in the kennel with the big dogs barking, and so we were real pleased with that. And we had donation money that we bought the little kennel runs with.
The cats also got larger digs.
So it's a lot better for the animals. It's a little calmer atmosphere. Right now we're in the cat room. There's stray cat holding area. It's nice and quiet. This little guy doesn't seem really stressed, so it's much better for the animals too.
The fire caused $500,000 in damages, but brought a community together in support of the animals and people who care for them.
So here you have it, a brief look at the state of the county, Seminole County, 2009. Before I close, 2010 is a critical year to stand up and be counted. In March, the U.S. Census Bureau will begin mailing and delivering census questionnaires to every one of the residents here in the United States. Each person counted in the 2010 census equates to the potential of thousands of dollars towards meeting the needs of Seminole County residents. So let's please work together to encourage our employees, our friends, and our neighbors to help to be counted for the 2010 census. I have one final thought. You all probably know today is Abraham Lincoln's birthday. In his honor, I'd like to end in a quote that seems to be fitting in the economically challenging times. In the words of Abraham Lincoln, the best thing about the future is that it comes one day at a time. And remember, today is a new day. Thank you.